morning, everybody, and happy Saturday. It's December 10th. It is in the morning, almost noon. It's a little bit after 11, so I'm not going to do like I did last week because we got places to go today. But it will be late when I'm doing the Advent. So I'm going to head and get it done right now this morning, and then I'll load it up tonight, and you will have it tonight. Okay, so let me move this right here because I got to do this row. Let me pull this back a little bit so I can be even here on this bottom row, and I'll go ahead. So let's see. Let me start with, we have our second container on top, so we'll do that first. That will be the 939s. Let me get those done. Put the 20 tweezers over here. So let's see, last night I got done out here. We went an 8. I say an 8. I got done with the video right after work. Went inside, we ate our dinner. We had the chicken and the rice left over. So we ate that, had mixed vegetables with that. So then he was like, I was telling him, I said, well, I'm going to have to go back out there because I got to get it loaded into my editor so that I can get, the video uploaded for last night. So he's like, well, we got to go grocery shopping first. I'm like, okay. He said, I don't want to do it tomorrow because we got all the other things we're doing. So true that. So we went grocery shopping after we ate, got things that we needed. So then I came back out here and uploaded the video into my editor and watched a little bit of TV while I was waiting on that, and then got everything loaded up, and then I just say, publish to YouTube, and then I go back later to YouTube and put my tags and description in. So I got to do that after I get done with this video. So after we did that, I went back in, took my shower, pulled up Dreamlight, got started on it, had coffee at 9, was playing some. I discovered what not to do. So I had seen this on either on YouTube or just when searching for things, where somebody had a video, do not plant so many crops because you'll crash the system. And they had like the number they had, and I was like, well, crap, I don't know how many onions I got. So what I did was I went and went to Scrooge McDuck's store, and I was like, well, I'm going to spend a crap ton of money on all the things, because, somebody I told you had said that they have already purchased all the things in Scrooge's store. I'm like, I want to do that too. There's got to be an achievement for that, purchased all the things in Scrooge McDuck's store. I mean, come on. Or spend a whole crap ton of money and get an achievement for that. I have to look to see what the achievements are as far as Xbox for Dreamlight, to see what I have to do to get the achievements. But anyway, so I was like, there's got to be something like that, so. Plus, I want to get all the outfits too, because I haven't been purchasing. I've been purchasing some outfits, but not all. So I was like, well, let me purchase the outfits too. So I purchased things, and so the 2 outfits in the window, and not all. I don't think I've done all the outfits on the mannequins because I ran out of money. I was like, well, I said, I got to go and harvest my onions. So I went and did my little Remy trick and got myself in the yellow for energy. And then went, because it doesn't take any energy to harvest the crops, but it takes the energy to plant and water. And now that I have some good amount of money right now, since after I harvested my onions, and I'll tell you how many I had, because I know that now after planting again, how many I had. And I got some good amount of coal. I may take Donald with me today or tonight when I play, and go do some mining and make sure we have a crap ton of coal. So, but I have some already now. And then I'm going to be working on getting Moana released out of her realm because I want to get Kristoff's stall up and running so I can buy coal and have that for when I need to cook all the right now souffles for my energy levels. Make sure that's all, because I'm just going to go down this line right here. Not right there, so I'm going to worry about those two. I got what I need right there. Yep. Okay. So that's the 939s. Where'd I put that? All right. Do I have any arrows that way? Nope. Nope, arrows. It's not going to come out with a stopper in it. Moron. Moron. I can call myself that. That's okay. That's me. Nobody else can. Let's see. That and the radiation sign I do not see. So that's all the tray 2. I like this box. I'm going to have to get me some more of these. This work out well. Oops. Alright, number 1 box. Let's see here. We will start with our alphabet again. So let's start with C, because I don't see any A's. So anyway, I need to make a crap ton of souffles because I want to get all the biomes crops done. I kind of slack off on that, so I want to do that, have all the crops and all the biomes. So, like, plus I said I wanted to have a chest full of crops too while I was at it. So I'm going to look at my slots in my chest. I think it's 2 rows, but I got to count across and see how many it is. So I need to know how many crops I need to put in there. So I can do that all maybe hopefully in one shot deal. Keep selling my onions because I'm going to use that to buy my seeds. And then once I get my chest full of my crops, then I can fill up my onions, my onion chest. And I got to get the listing of all the crops so I can create chests for everything and put it in an alphabetical order because that's how I want to do it. So that's what I'm doing on that. But anyway, so I got money to buy the ingredients for the souffles. So I gotta make those so I can have the energy to plant and water. Even though I try to depend on the rain, I found out that if onions have to be watered twice, and I was getting lucky catching the rain to get the rain to do it the second go round, if not the first go round. Sometimes it rains and I'm planting while it's raining, so it counts. So it says it counts though as a first and second watering as long as your onions grow after it stops raining, because then it's counted and you don't have to water. So it did that for my first go round. It did part of it, but not all of it, so I had to go back and water it. So last night what I had to do was you water it one time and then you wait, and then it shows up dry again on the map and you have to go water it again. So, but because I had so many, it was while I was doing it that it went dry and I just had to go back and water it. And it takes an hour, I think hour and a half for onions to grow, so they were growing and being grown by the time I got done last night, because I stopped because Les is like, I mean, it was probably around 11-ish when Les is like, he had gotten off his computer because he didn't want to game anymore, and he was looking to see what was on TV, and he was in Discovery, and he said, Whitewater Gold Rush has started. I said, the new season? He goes, yeah. I was like, well, crap, how did I miss that? He says, there's like 5 episodes here. I was like, oh. He goes, well, we can watch one of these, or we can watch the next episode for Destination Fear. I almost called it Truth, it's Fear. I was like, no, let's watch Whitewater, because then, I want to see what he's going to do with that new claim that he looked at last year. So we're like, okay, so we start watching that. But let me get back to the onion debacle that I learned. So, the person is right. You will somewhat temporarily, I won't say crash the system, but I was stuck. So I harvested all my onions. I had Christoph as my helper. He was locked in the gazebo. I let him out of the gazebo. He goes and stands in front. Stands in the middle of the onion field. I haven't planted anything yet, so everything's been harvested. I'm thinking, well, dude, come over here, because I want you in the grass when you let go of all your onions that I have to collect on. And boy, howdy, when he does, they go everywhere. And I'm just running around in circles trying to collect them all, because I know that eventually it's going to be where they're not blue anymore, and they go to the ground, and you have to individually pick them up. Y'all, that's a crap ton you got to individually pick up. And let me tell you what happened. So I'm running around in circles trying to collect everything. I'm just running around like I'm doing donuts is what I'm doing. Running around, trying to get it all. And I don't get it all. I get the majority, but I don't get it all. And they're spread everywhere. So they're like all the way towards Anna and Elsa's house, the castle, the frozen castle. I don't have that land area unlocked yet. I have the biome where you grow the onions, part of that unlocked, but I don't have it all unlocked. So they're scattered everywhere, and I'm having to go individually pick these up. So you run up, it says A, pick up. Run up, A, pick up. So I'm individually having to pick them up. And it goes across the freaking river into the other area, which I don't have unlocked, but I've been using the whale. I picked the whale up, carried it over there, and then I hid it on the map, and that's how I get over there. So I had to do that last night to get all my onions. And when I say everywhere, they went everywhere. I was finding them while I was still planting stuff. I'm like, as much as I want the extras, I do not want to do that again. So I don't know if I need to do it in spurts, like harvest 100 and then let them out so I can throw them all and then lock them back up. I might do it that way, because when I was planting last night, I think if I have my numbers right, and I'll have to pay attention really more tonight when I do it again, I planted 600 onions. So I think that's how many I planted last night. If I'm thinking, I was trying to keep up. Like, I bought like 300 first, and I was like, okay, I'll plant 300 and see what I get. I was like, okay, this is good. So then I was like, well, I'll buy another 200. So that's 500, so I bought another 200. I was like, okay, well, it looked like, well, maybe I just need 50 more. So I bought 50 more. So then I was like, well, I still need 50 more, so I bought 50 more. So that, right there is 600. So I think it's 600. It might be 650, but I just want to say I think it's 600. So if I get that whole area clear and be dummy and do the following, grow 1,000, I'm definitely not going to have Christoph. If I have Christoph as my helper, I'm going to have to do it for every 100, because that will be insane. And let's see what I can get extra. Because when I sold the 600, now I had my money down to like, I don't know, I almost want to say it was below 1,000, but it might have been like 2,000 gold or something like that. It took me over 100,000 gold. So it's beneficial that if you plant that many, you're going to make a crap ton of money. So, and you need money to buy seeds and things of that nature. So that's what I did, and then I went and grew some chili peppers, because I didn't have any chili peppers. I hadn't gotten any of those yet, and you need chili peppers for some of the recipes. So I have they have the wiki, the Dreamlight wiki pulled up on my computer, but I need something with me while I'm playing, and I really, as crazy and dumb as this is going to sound, and my hand is going to kill me for it, I just want to get it all written down, so then I'll have like a guide there with me while I'm playing, and not have to worry about pulling it up on my tablet, because Wi-Fi eats your battery up. And I'll play 2 or 3 hours. I don't want to eat my battery up on my tablet, because that's what I used to read with. So I was thinking about, I can get one of my little journal books that I got that I was planning on using to make a reading log out of anyway, because I'll have extra, and I gotta look to see how many extra I have. But I thought about just writing down the all the crops and then some of the higher energy level recipes, getting those what they need, so I can make them something a little bit higher than the souffle. Souffle is the highest I know how to make right now. I know there's like 5-star meals that you can make. There's more energy, so I want to have the most energy I possibly can have with the crops that I have right now, because I don't have everything unlocked. I don't even have like the pumpkin area unlocked, because if it, if I had that, I'd be growing all the pumpkins. But anyway, I don't have that area unlocked, so. Yes, and there's a lot of talk about Dreamlight Valley, but that's what I'm playing right now, so that's what you're getting. I'm not, that's what's going on, and that's all I really have to talk to you about this morning, because that's what happened last night. So the goal is to, that's kind of what I want to do now, is get her, Moana unlocked, so I can get through that quest to get her on the in the valley. So that's where I am on that. But back to Goldwater. Not Goldwater. Whitewater Gold Rush. I'll get it here in a minute. Get my brain to think here. Sorry, I'm looking for the H's and talking at the same time, and that was not working for me. Whitewater Gold Rush. This is in Alaska. So in season 5, Dustin buys a couple of new claims and takes the, oh Lord, I can't think of her name right now. I know I'll have to look it up later anyway. Takes her with him to prospect it in last season, and she starts panning kind of like at the near the entrance, I guess, like the bottom of the bottom, because they'll go up higher to do the the mining, and she finds gold. Well, he tells Kayla, that's her name. He tells her in the new season, he says, and he kind of tells him, Kayla and Carlos is who he tells. He meets with them. And it's like a few days before the beginning of the mining season. He says, look, we're not going back here. These claims didn't work. He says, I'm looking at a new area. It's hard to reach. Like, you can't get there by helicopter. You can't drive. I mean, you can drive, but what you're going to drive is kind of insane. But anywho, you can't. There's no roads. You're pretty much driving on the water, on the frozen part of the water, or the sand, or whatever you want to call it. Before all the snow melts. So he said, there's an area, of course, where they're gonna do base camp and all that stuff. So that was what last night's episode was about for season 6. So this is a few days before the season's supposed to start. He's going to get in touch with someone that has these claims. I don't know if he bought the claims from them or if he rented the claim. I don't know how it worked. He didn't say, other than the fact that it's his whole life savings, I guess, money, value, whatever you want to call it. He invested everything in this area. So if he doesn't get gold, I don't know what he's going to do, because the people he has with him, Kayla and Carlos, that's income that they're dependent on. He has to pay everyone that's with him. Whatever. I guess however they break up the percentage of what what he gets as far as the gold's concerned, and then pays them their payment, their work, whatever the value is. But he just pretty much says it's a make or break. So if he doesn't get gold, that will be it. He'll be done, and he will have no money, and he'll be paying for the claims for the rest of his life. God knows doing what, because I think it's really gold. I know he does winter work. He has to, but that's what his summer consists of. Gold mining. But anyway, the claim is supposed to be like this untouched or not touched as much area, because the previous areas he was at was touched pretty well, because it was, you know, not totally what you'd call easy access, but you could get your equipment up there by helicopter. But, you know, a helicopter costs money, so, and then going to where he is now would have cost him a crap ton of money. So, but he's like, you know, I don't want to, in the season that he wants to get the gold, is he wants to, you know, make more than he ever has, and, you know, he doesn't want to just be, you know, the scraping by, that's what he called it. You know, just scrape. I don't want to scrape by anymore. He says, I want to hit the big one. And I was telling Les, I said, well, even if you hit the big one, and you make a crap ton of money, we're saying like millions of dollars now, right? Because, you know, that's what we're talking about, big money. I said, the rush is still there. I said, you still have to cure the addiction. I mean, it's the addiction that's the part of it. I said, yeah, if you made a crap ton of money, you know, you would have enough money next year to, you know, do whatever you wanted to, or, you know, have better equipment or what have you. So, I don't know. It's just, I don't know what's going to happen on this season. But, so the area like I said, he has to go to it's not easy. It's not easy to get to. And I just want to think, it's early. I'm not really sure. I can't remember when the season really starts in Alaska for the mining part. But the days that he's trying to get the equipment up there, it's 71 degrees. So, you know, that's going to melt a crap ton of snow. And all the snow is going to do is melt into water. Where does the water go? Water comes down, and it just comes down the mountain, and then it comes down into where they're at. So he's got to get his equipment and everything they need in this area, because it's in the middle of a mountain, in the middle of nowhere. There's no town nearby. I mean, they'd have to travel, you know, to get to the nearest town. So he has to put everything in a container, a shipping container, like, you know, what you see on a train, that type of container. He has it's like an army all-terrain vehicle. It's not a Hummer, but this thing's big. It's got big wheels. It's a big machine. He bought it a long time ago, so it's an old machine. It's been sitting out in the elements. So, you know, Carlos is I'm gonna say Carlos is a Marine. I don't want to get his. Anyway, he was in the military, and he looks at it. He said this thing was probably working during the Cold War. I don't think this thing's gonna start up. And sure enough, you give it the batteries and has the gas in it, or diesel in it. I guess it wouldn't have gas, it have diesel in it. And off it goes and starts, and he's just shocked because it started. So that's what they're going to use to. They got the shipping container on a trailer, and the trailer. No, I mean, we're talking about rusty trailer with the little bitty wheels is what it looks like, you know. So I'm sitting there thinking, I don't know how this thing's going to make it. Never mind the fact you're taking it over frozen water that you're hoping still is frozen. But I guess it's more not really water, but where the when the snow melts off the mountain, the water comes down, and it comes and it floods this area. And it's a natural, area that's, flooded. And that's where how the gold would travel. So it comes off down the mountain. It comes down to where they're at, if I'm guessing this right, because I'm talking out my butt. I don't know. I only watched 5 seasons of this thing. So, I guess to go in the area, because the claims are up. He goes, one claim's here, one claim's here, one's claimed here, and then you got to go up the mountain to get to the claim. So I guess that's what they'll do. But anyway, so they have to travel over this area, kind of beach-like areas, I guess I can say, because it's got sand and everything. 9 miles. So first, what Dustin has to do is he has to get a bulldozer. And he has to get the bulldozer and clean up the snow to give the all-terrain vehicle a path to bring the container up. So it's got to clear off, you know, a 9-mile area where the container can come through, because that's where what has all this equipment, his dredges and, you know, everything they need for their shelter and all that jazz. So in the first part where you're seeing it, he's got the bulldozer and he's clearing the snow. He's trucking it along, you know, and you see him talking, and you know he's just talking about how cold, but you know he knows it's the snow, and he's going along and he hits the root. Well, when he hits the root, he breaks the bulldozer. He says, only I, he says, can do something so stupid and break a bulldozer. So what he breaks is the hydraulic hose. I mean, he cracks that thing. He cracks that thing for real. I mean, hydraulic fluid is going everywhere. So he has to travel like, I can't remember how many miles he says he has to go to get a new hydraulic hose. You know, that's going to cost more money. So, I mean, Lord knows, I mean, I know a lot of the times that he has his dad help him out, you know, financially for the claims and for the digs, but he has to replace the hydraulic hose, and so it has to be custom made, unless it's like, yeah, he said hydraulic hoses have to be custom made, so, you know, that makes sense. I said, well, hopefully it's a better one. So he replaces the hydraulic hose on the bulldozer and cleans off an area. So while he's still, you know, doing the bulldozing, you know, up the area, they start their moving the container. So Paul is driving the like all-terrain vehicle, the military vehicle, and they've got like one of the all-terrain like ATV vehicles, but the ones, you know, can use more for snowy mountain areas. They've got one of those behind them. There's one between them and the bulldozer that another crew member is driving. So he's, you know, he's ahead. Paul's in the military vehicle, and then there's an all-terrain behind them. So they get going, and you know it's pretty good, and they have to cross one area of water. So they're like, okay, well, yeah, I think it was one area they had to cross, one area of water. So as they're, you know, going along and they're crossing the little, you know, area of water, and it's not very deep, so, you know, it's good, it's going along. And then they come off that water area, and they get into that sand area. Well, that shipping container is heavy, obviously. And that trailer, and I'm telling you, it looks like a freaking rusted bucket. It's just, you know, sitting on these, like, almost looks like iron bars with wheels on it. And the wheels, I told you, are little bitty wheels. They ain't big wheels. Little wheels, like little, you know. And as you see going across the sand, because it's getting the weight into it, you see the tires start to pop up. Like, you can see the actual wheel. And the tires are just coming off of the wheel, and it's like, oh no, they're going to get themselves stuck. And they're, you know, you can't dig that thing out. I mean, what you going to do? And sure enough, they get that thing stuck. And it's stuck like sideways. So it's dug down in the sand good. The tires are almost completely off the wheels. The wheels are showing. So the guy that's in the all-terrain vehicle that's in front of the container Paul calls Dustin and say, hey, we got a problem. We're stuck. And he's up there in the bulldozer. So he's, you know, far ahead trying to help, you know, get that path cleared. And so he comes, he says, you don't even get half a mile. He says, no, we feel like maybe it was a mile. He says, and it gets stuck. So he's just frustrated because, you know, it's his luck. The dude has the worst luck, I think, of anybody I know of when he's doing a venture like that, because it's an intensive venture, and you got a lot of money, and that's what your season's going to be, and you got to get on your season so you can get in the water, so you can do all the mining that you need to do, so that you, when it's if the winter season comes in fast for Alaska, you know, your summer season's cut off. So, that's kind of what happened to him last year. He got he got a late start of the season last year because of COVID. And then the weather kicked in on him early, so they had to cut the season short. So, anyway, that's last season. So, they're trying to figure, he's sitting there thinking, like, how is he going to get, you can't fix the tires, the wheel's shot. You're going to have to do something to get this, can't leave the shipping container there because when the snow melts, the water's going to come down and he'll lose everything. So he'll lose his equipment, everything. That'll be a shipping container going down the, river. So he thinks, okay, we're going to put 2 logs, 2 trees, pretty much, 2 trees. I guess you could say, like, I don't know what kind of trees they are, but underneath the trailer to create a sled. And that's how they'll drag it across the terrain to get to where they're going for the 9 miles. So they get the trees, they get the military all-terrain vehicle braced. The 2 trees are braced against the tires of that. And what he's going to do is he's going to push the trailer and container onto the trees from behind with a bulldozer. So that's what he does. He pushes it, it goes on there, it works, it sits there, and then that's how they pull the, they hook it up with chains and pretty much chains, I think, was how they hook it up to the military vehicle, and then they pull it, and it works. Well, there's another problem. So, because it had been so warm for the past couple of days, and like I said, snow melts, water comes down. The places where they had marked to cross, and they had this one, and it's a wide area to cross. The water's up, and it's up for real. And it's like, Dustin's the one that's going to drive the vehicle. Carlos is with him. He's telling him, he says, if it gets out here and it's too deep and, the bulldozer or whatever tips over, he says, y'all have got to get me out. And they're like, yeah, okay. So they're over here standing off the side. Carlos is the only one that goes with him. So they're in the, I'm trying to think, is he in the, I think he's in the all-terrain military vehicle going across the water. With the shipping container behind him. And it's deep, and you can tell. And it's, coming up almost, I won't say the container's floating because it's not enough water for it to float, but it's coming up on it pretty good, and it starts to tilt. And it's tilted kind of sideways, and as, Dustin's pulling it, he's saying it, please don't tilt on me. Please don't tilt on me. Please don't tilt on me. They're pulling it, and they're going through this section of the water, and he's still like, please don't tilt on me. Please don't tilt on me. Don't tilt over. Don't tilt over. Because, if he tilts over, that's it. He's done. So he doesn't. So he's lucky. So they get to where the area is, where the base camp's going to be. It takes them 8 hours to go 9 miles with the shipping container. That's just like 8 hours. Did they say 8 hours? Let's see. I said it took 8 hours to go 9 miles with that shipping container. So they and it's sunlight, so it has to be one of the long days in Alaska, I guess. So that's where the episode ends because they gotta set up base camp. But what's bad is they'll show previews of what's gonna happen this season. And Les can't stand that. So he's like, I don't want to know. So he's trying to turn it off. They'll show season preview in the next episode. So like in the first episode, they're showing what the preview is for the season, and like Alexa's like, I don't want to see this. And so I was like, well, you have to go 3.5 minutes in. I said, so you don't get the preview. And I said that's what you have to remember for the next episode, 3.5 minutes, so you don't see what's going to happen in the season, because you want to know what happens in the season. You want to be all surprised. So that is where we are on Gold Rush. So I would say if you're interested in watching, and then it's the mining part of, they are scuba dive. They're diving. They're in the water. That's how they're doing the mining. And it's really interesting. So if you want to watch it, that's the one I would suggest that you watch. It's the Whitewater Gold Rush, because like I said, it takes place in Alaska. And I personally like it. So, like I said, they're in season 6. So, first couple of seasons, Dustin's with his dad, and him and his dad just kind of like beat heads together. So, there's a little family drama there. But if you're interested, yeah, I mean, I can see or tell you the whole thing about the episode, but it's something I think you just need to see. Because, like I said, it's insane what he takes that all shipping container over. And it's like, oh, Lord, man. I mean, I'm surprised you really didn't get stuck out there. But, of course, they're out in the wildlife. They're going to have to deal with bears and everything. So, it's just, Lord knows what else is out there. But, yeah, so if you're interested, I would suggest, watching that. Because, it's really good. It's really interesting. Kind of learn a lot about how the dredges work and how, dredging is when you're... Because so what they're doing is they're underneath the water, and they're, they got this big like hose, it's like a big vacuum hose, and you have to kind of hold it with 2 hands. It's that big, and you're like, just, you're underwater with a tank, and it's cold water, and your suit's heated, so they're sending warm water down your suit through the water line, and that comes off of the dredge. That's where there's a heating system on the dredge, and so the dredge looks like what like 2 little, I don't know, 2 trying to think how to really describe it. I must have to look it up to see what I'm talking about, but it's a flotation device that has a motor on it, and has the suction on it, has the belt on it, and it has the where the water flushes out, and that's where they trap all the gold. But that's how they do it. So they're underwater, and it's cold. And then the other part of the water part is it's white water. So it's rushing water. It's the surface is where the water's coming down. It's like you're on the rapids. You're on like whitewater, water rapids. That's how bad the water is going. But once you get underneath all that, and you're down there digging, it's not so bad. And so that's kind of what they're dealing with, is the cold water, and then the rushing of the water over the rocks and things, and where you're digging. And they're getting they get 6-7 feet down in the bottom. So that's where the gold sits. There's an area called bedrock that you have to get through, and then underneath the bedrock's where the gold is. So, I mean, like I said, I've learned a lot watching the show, because I didn't know anything about white water and gold rushing and anything like that as far as the water portion of it's concerned. Because this is not like just taking a pan out in the water and shallow and doing the pan around to get the gold. That's not how that works. They have to risk their lives to get that type of gold. So, and it's like I said, it's in Alaska in the mountains. So anyway, so the place where they're going for this season is called Nugget Creek, and he showed Kayla and Carlos on the phone, and then what the size nugget they had gotten out earlier. Can't be earlier in the year because it's coming out of wintertime, so it had been last year. And it was a pretty good sized nugget. He said this is what they're getting out of the area. So he looks like it looks like it's going to be. It could be a massive payload, but as I will say, he goes through a lot, and he doesn't have the best luck in all the world. So Lord knows what's going to happen on this season of them digging it. So all right. Let's just see here. We gotta do one more symbol, and then we have the AB. So I gotta do that dash. I gotta see where that's at. Where is that there? Right there, just one. Oh, look, got that one out. Hee hee. Didn't even dig it out of the container. Just poured it right out. All right, the ones. These are my ABs. These are the pretty ones. That came out. I don't know. I got a square of 310 to come out of 310. No, 310 has theirs. It come out one. Well, I got a little dryer sheet came out somewhere. Didn't go back in. I'll figure it out later. Alright, so that's what. So we watched the episode of that last night, and then it was like 12:30 and he was ready to go to bed. So I went to bed. And I woke up, I don't know, maybe like 4 or 5 in the morning. I had to get up and pee, and then I kind of laid there and couldn't get back to sleep. So it took me a little bit to go back to sleep. So, got up a little bit after 9. Oh, me, his parents called probably like 20 till 9 this morning. Won't know if we wanted a sausage biscuit. Problem is, I was asleep dreaming. It scared the poop out of me. So I was like, Leslie's like, you need to get up. I'm like, dude, I'm letting my heart calm down because it scared the poo out of me when the phone rang this morning. I said, it scared me awake. I said, that's not a good feeling. Plus, you need to let your body calm down from that. At least that's what I said anyway. So I feel like it's like, you know, it's nothing worse than being like in your dream, the REM sleeps where you're at, and then be brutally or violently or shatteringly or rudely awakened by a phone ringing. I guess I just said that rudely. Rudely awakened by the phone ringing, and it scares the poo out of you. I mean, I knew it was morning because I already knew he'd gotten up, because I knew he'd gotten up. But I wasn't ready to get up yet, because I woke up in the wee hours in the morning and couldn't go back to sleep. It took me a little bit. So, that is how my night was last night after parting with you. So, that's the chatty cattiness you're getting. And the only reason I'm saying that is because my ex-boss that left or got fired in August, his wife's name was Kathy. Anytime he called her Chatty Cathy. So that's a prop to my former boss and his wife. So I just been, you know, and everybody has like, you know, these little names for everything. So, you know, you have Chatty Cathy, and you have Lazy Susans and Nosy Nellies and you know, crazy stuff like that. So yeah, I'm just chatting all the things. I'm glad to be doing this video, though, because I didn't want to be doing like I did last week and wait to be last minute trying to get something done. When I know that I want to, number one, when I get done with this one, I'm going back to get my other one done. The one that's the Christmas present. And then I was thinking on, I really got to get going back on my Every Moment custom. So I can get those done. Oh, man. All the things to do. So, get right there. There we go. Oops. So I gotta get back on that one, and then I'm getting a frame for it today at Michael's. I'm gonna look to see if they have a frame for this one right here that I'm doing, because this will be done after Christmas. I just don't know about this one because I think it's going to be an odd size. It's a 30 centimeter by 38 centimeters. So I got to look for a frame that's a 30 centimeter by 40 centimeter, because I think that's what it's going to need to be. And I don't know if they make them like that. I think I might have to take to do my crayon. Hold on, please. Let me get my pretty placer. Use this for my special diamonds. Let me see here. Come out. Okay, let's see if this does better. There we go. Okay. That seems to be working a little better. And it smells good too. Get on there. Excuse-moi. Woke up with a frog in my throat this morning. Just the change in the weather again. It's cold again. So I went from 70-something degree weather to highs in the 50s today. Cloudy, no rain. Think the rain's gonna come in tomorrow though. Christmas parade's tomorrow. Local area Christmas parade. Christmas parade in Spartanburg will be on Tuesday night. I'll be at work. I gotta remind everybody, hey, the Christmas parade's gonna be Tuesday night. Don't forget. Need some more ABs. Get that little part done right there. Okay. Oh, me. All right, there we go. And that right there is done. That is number 10 done for y'all. So, oops. Let me read your devotional. And then this one will be rolled it up for my work on the other one. Okay, let's see here. Oops. My crayon falling out. All right, there we go. I'll put that back in my drawer right here and get my book for your devotional for the 10th. Okay. Let's see where we are. Saturday, December 10th is always give an answer with gentleness and respect. 1 Peter 3:15. Always treat people with respect. The Bible says, always be prepared to give an answer to everyone who asks you to give the reason for the hope that you have. But do this with gentleness and respect. 2 ways to get an egg out of an eggshell are to 1, crack it open, or 2, put it in a warm, loving environment and allow it to incubate and hatch. The second way preserves the chick while the first kills it. Similarly, 2 ways to get the good news of the gospel across to people are to 1, pound them over the head with it, or 2, love them into God's family. Have you noticed that a lot of evangelism is just a thinly veiled insult? You need what I have because you're so awful. People do need the good news, but your disposition can keep them from receiving it. Respect unbelievers, don't humiliate them. Respecting means accepting them. That doesn't mean you have to approve of their lifestyle. Acceptance and approval are different, but everybody has the right to be treated in a respectful way. The best way to share the gospel with unbelievers is to surround them with love and acceptance as you share it with them. Be respectful, sensitive, and caring. Theologian D.T. Niles said, evangelism is just one beggar telling another where to find bread. Share God's word. You do the sharing and God will do the saving. Once you sow the seed of God's word into someone's heart, you can love them and leave them and trust God to do his part. And that's the devotional for today. So I will chat with y'all tomorrow. And y'all have a great Saturday. Of course, you'll be seeing this tonight. But hopefully y'all had a great day. And like I said, I will chat with y'all tomorrow on this. Okay. Bye, y'all. Talk to you later.